So if I was setting this up, I would place the stop loss, excuse me, just below the A. And so I'm going to turn this red. Good morning. Happy Sunday to you. I hope you are well. I want to take a look at GBP USD today, and I'm going to do a multiple time frame analysis. If you're new to the channel, multiple time frame analysis just gives me insight on key levels where price has a potential to reverse. And so I go through starting at the highest time frame, which is the monthly, and I identify these levels. And then from there, I do a analysis with my handy dandy Fibonacci tool and come up with a hypothesis on what I think is going to happen based off of what I found in that analysis. So I'm starting off on the monthly time frame, and I am just going through finding my swing highs, swing lows. Now, if you don't know what that is, I definitely encourage you to go ahead and sign up for the no-cost mini course. In it, I break down a little bit in more detail than I do here. For the sake of trying to keep these videos a reasonable length, I'm not going to go into a ton of details, but you can go to the mini course and check it out. So what I've done is I've identified what I see. I'm going to go back and double check the areas that I've drawn to make sure that the system picks them up. And you'll see everywhere we put a yellow line, which signifies a potential reversal zone, the system has picked up as resistance. And so I'm going to turn this off. And then I just want to make sure I haven't missed anything as far as support. And I'm looking. This looks like one. I didn't put anything there. Let's make sure I'm not seeing stuff. And yep, so we're good. So now that I've done the monthly, I'm going to go down to the weekly. But before I do that, I just want to look at what's been going on the monthly, right? So since September of last year, price was moving in an uptrend, right? It found support, monthly support at in August and started pushing up from there. Now, these are showing that price is turning or rejected off of this monthly resistance level and may be bearish at this point. So in the monthly, it looks like price has been pushing down for the past couple months. And so we're going to drill down just a little bit deeper to see if we can get further insight on what's going on. All right. So now I'm going to do the same thing that I did before. I'm identifying my areas where price has a potential to reverse. And so I'm doing this manually, and then I go back and I double check just to make sure that what I've picked, the system is picking up too. And if you're looking to utilize the software that I'm using, you can go into the video description. There's a link that you can access to check it out there. So now I'm going to just double check. I missed one. Yep, I missed one. So we're going to add this as my weekly level. How did I miss that? I don't know. I'm going to turn that off. Let's turn on support. We missed one here too. Okay. So now I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to go down to the daily. All right. We're going down to the daily, and I'm going to do the same thing. So I see a level here. I see a level here. I got another level here. And then I got a level here. There's actually two. It looks like. Let's see. There's a level of support. It looks like that should be a level of support. We'll double check it, make sure. Level of support. And I think that's it for now. Yep, 1, 2, 3. So it's just a tad bit off. We're gonna move these. There we go. And so I'm gonna turn this off now, and then I'm gonna turn on my resistance. Yep, 1, 2. Oh, there's a third one. I missed that one. So let's go ahead. Excuse me. I don't mean to be doing that in in the mic. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay. So I think, let me double check, make sure. I can't see here. I see one here. Okay, so I'm going to turn this off. Now, let's just look. So, since the middle of October, price found support at the weekly level and began making its move to the upside. And so, what this looks like is weekly support found support. It took 2 weeks. Wow. So, or a whole month, excuse me. Found weekly support, pushed up, came back, retested the area, and took off from there. And so, now we just got to figure out, is the sequence done? But before I start breaking that down, I got to go to the 4 hour, do the same thing that I did on the higher time frames. Identify those levels of support and resistance because they're going to be key in the analysis that you do. Let's see. There's a level of support. And I'm just looking. I see a level here. I see another level here. And I also see a level of resistance here. I can't quite count this as a level of support because I don't have the full formation. I'm going to double check what I've done thus far. And it's still counting this because this hasn't finished yet. If 2 more candles show up and they're higher than this low center candle, this will become the new level of support. But for now, because this formation has not finished, it's still picking up what's going on back here. So I am satisfied with what I see. I'm going to turn this off. And then I'm going to double check resistance. Oh, your girl is slacking. Okay. We already did that. We did not get the inner. Okay. I think I'm good now. All right. So on the 4 hour, price has been moving to the downside. We tested resistance once at the end of November and then again in December. And price has been making its way down for the last 10 days. We see that about what? How many pips? 220 pips over the last 10 days is a movement to the downside. So we've identified the swing highs, swing lows. You're probably like, okay, Casey, I got this information. Now what do I do with it? So we're going to go back and we're going to use the Fibonacci tool. And we're going to try to determine what's going on and where price is. So if price is making a move to the downside, based off of this would be the ultimate target, right? But I want to look at it from a different perspective as well. Can y'all hear I'm a little bit stuffed up? Oh, boy. Okay. Remove. All right. And so I'm going to look from the upside as well. So, from the upside. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. From the upside, this is what I see. We had monthly support that formed back last year. We had a B high that formed. We had a very shallow retracement, less than the 38.2. And then we see that price stalled out at this 118.127D extension. And so theoretically, the odds are in favor of price coming back at least to this 38.2 level before making a continuation to the upside, if that is what it's going to do. So I'm going to delete this because we see what's going on the monthly, right? I'm going to go down to the weekly. And guess what I'm going to do? The same thing. Click below the last low. And so on the weekly, prices hit the 38.2, right? And so I'm not too much interested in moving down to the upside with the fibs anymore. I need to see what's going on how is price moving down. So I'm going to click above the last high. So A high, B low at weekly support, several levels of weekly support, also 4-hour support. And then we see price made its way back up to the 618 and rejected off of that 4-hour level and those daily levels. And so I got to drill down even further, see what's going on, right? Because if this is the overall move, then it's anticipated that price is making its way below this higher time frame, 38.2. This looks like it might be the 50 or approaching the 618 on the higher time frame. So I'm going to delete this fib. And then I am going to go down to the daily, which is the next time frame. And what I want to see from here, I want to see, one, did we hit a D extension going to the downside, right? So A, B, less than 618 pullback, but price hit the D extension. A, B, 38.2 pullback, price hit the D extension, form support, and now it's turning. So I'm going to delete this. Now I'm going to look to the upside. Has price finished its sequence? And so we see A, B, 786 pullback, price hit the D extension. A, B, 618 pullback, price hit the D extension. So as a result, it's formed a new fib sequence. So looking at this, it's hit 38.2. The question is it going to stay there? Or could we see a potential move to the upside? And looking at this and looking at structure, at the 50, you've got a 4 level, or excuse me, at the 50% fib retracement, you've got a 4-hour level of support, but at the 61.8, you've got a daily. I tend to gravitate towards the higher time frame levels of support and resistance because price, that's a stronger area, right? There's more data that shows that area is stronger. I'm just going to turn this orange so we can see. This is what it's looking like on the daily, but let me continue to drill down. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay. So let me drill down because this is on the daily. It's the higher time frame. And this may not be the immediate move that we'll see. So let's drill down to the 4. And what I want to look at on the 4 is this move that we made to the downside. Have we finished out the sequence? So we get A low or A high. I said that backwards. A high, B low, 23.6 pullback at that 4-hour resistance level. Price has not completed and hit the D extension, meaning finishing out the sequence. We have a potential setup here. We have a potential setup here that looks to be forming. I'm going to show y'all what I'm looking at. So on the lower time frame, 4 hours about as low as I will go. Let me draw the trend line first. So I've already marked off this level here, but I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to draw my trend lines. I'm going to start here. And we're going to make this look just a little bit better. Excuse me. That's on the 4. Uh-oh. What'd I do? Lord have mercy. Where did this come from? Oh, here. Okay. And let me adjust this. I'm going to drill down because even though the setup is on the 4, entries are going to be looked for in the lower time frame. All right, so I've redeployed my fibs on the 4-hour. We're here on the 4-hour, and the setup that I see that could be potential, it's kind of short though, right? But some of y'all like this. Y'all don't like swing. So this might be the move for you. But the setup that I see is the opportunity for a potential buy. I'm going to move this green line. That's what I should have put there. Is for a potential buy. and the odds are in favor of price moving to the upside before continuing and finishing out the sequence. There's a few things I see that could happen, but for the safe play, if price does not come back down and hit this D extension at 124864, then I see a move to the upside, up to, what is this, 1263. But knowing how price does, I could likely see it gravitating to this 4-hour level at 1265 before we see what's up on the table next. Now, I know there are some people who are like, okay, now I see this opportunity. How do I get into it? And so I drill down using fibs, right? And so price has already started to move up. We see that happened on Friday. And so what I would be looking for, can I get a fib on this? Probably not. Oh, I could. Oh, so there may, okay. So, well, it depends. What's forming now, we got an A low, B high, looks like a shallow retracement. What's forming and what could happen, I'm not saying it will. I like to look at all the scenarios and possibilities. But from what I see, we could have a scenario where price pushes up against this trend line, come back to pick up a potential entry here, or a potential entry at, so anywhere between the 38.2 and the 618. Or if price just pushes straight on up past it and up to the 12588, I would like to see this happen though, because it gives you a good potential entry risk to reward wise as far as the setup. So if I was setting this up, I would place the stop loss, excuse me, just below the A. And so I'm going to turn this red. And then I've already showed you the two areas. So 1252, in between 12534 and 1252 is what I would be looking for. I'm going to get rid of this now, right? I'm going to get rid of these yellow lines too. And take this, I believe, where we at? 12, yeah. That's the move to me. If we can get price to come back to the 618. If you like, oh, I don't want to miss it, like I would set a limit. Because the way it looks like it's forming, this will be a win to me. So this is 33, let's call it 33 pips risk in order to potentially gain 97. That makes sense to me. That's 3-1, right? So, or almost 3-1 if it's not exactly. But I would be looking to enter at least at the 38.2 on this fib, or at the 618. I personally like the 618. It gives you the least risk. But I would be looking for that. And that's only if price does not come down here and touch this 124846. That's what I would be looking at. So, yeah. Let me know what you think in the comments. Did y'all get in on the move to the downside over the past week and a half on GU? How are you playing it? What do you see for the setup for the week? Leave it in the comments below. If this video was helpful to you, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. And if you think somebody can benefit from it, make sure you share it with them, okay? And then if you're looking for content like this on a regular basis, go ahead, sign up or subscribe, to the site. I try to put out content regularly, although the last month, let's call it 2 months, I've had some challenging situations, so I have not been as consistent as I have been throughout the year. But hopefully all of that is now behind me, and I will be producing for you guys regularly. So anyway, I appreciate you watching this video. I hope to see you on the next one, and I will see y'all sooner than you think. Have a phenomenal week. Bye.